Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another car video. The reality that looks fade. The reality that looks fade. Before I get into that though, let me give y'all a little body game, and maybe I'll get into it more tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling. But it's Juneteenth today, national holiday and everything. And that's cool. But at the gym, a lot of parents had to bring their kids. Now, something I observed, and this plays a big part in relationships. One dude brought his little daughters. The oldest looked to be 10. She was jumping up and down in one of those little platform things that you got to jump up on, like CrossFit people got to do. She was just jumping up and down on it, practicing. And the younger daughter, they were both under 10. She looked about 6. She was trying, not to the same extent, but she was still jumping up and down on there. I was like, And then there was a young lady who looked like, I'm going to be real, she looked like she could be on one of those reality shows like Love Island, which has started again. I always love watching that. And like on one of these shows where the women's real beautiful and stuff. But it was a young white girl, and she was benching. She benched 205. 205, nice slim white girl, one of those types that a lot of guys would, I say with some makeup on, could probably get at least an 8. But she was just in some shorts and regular shirt, but bench 205. That has a profound thing on why many men need to practice body game. And I'll get more into it tomorrow. But the reality that looks fade. Let me get this on. Start the car. Yeah, let me roll on out of here. But yeah, it looks fade. Because, guys be going crazy. I'm gonna do this from 2 angles. I ain't going to just jump on one side. I'm going to do this first from the woman, dealing with the women. The reality is, it ain't so much, because a lot of guys will talk about a woman's wall. But the reality is, guys who going for a woman just because she's beautiful, got to realize, at best, that's a short time thing. You don't know she's going to keep those looks until she's older. In fact, I got a good buddy who, she kind of hinted she had been, photographed in some magazines when she was younger. But she turned 60 a couple weeks ago. Still pretty, but definitely don't look the same as she did when she was 20. Or even in her 40s when I actually met her, right? Looks gonna fade. It's and my point with that is, okay, yeah, the woman beautiful, but is she gonna maintain that? And especially for some of you guys looking for a long-term relationship, because you got a lot of guys looking for a long-term relationship with that dime. Now, I already said that dime is rare. I'll just say your dime, whatever you consider very beautiful. Okay, is she gonna maintain that shit? She going to age. Even for you get some of these superstars up here with Cousin T-Tar will call aunties. Oh yeah, they maintain their looks, but then at the same time, they getting paid to do so. They got to. They gonna have the top-notch personal trainer, nutritionist, everything. Shoot, even photographers, everything. They have to. They making money, but that's 1% of 1% of 1% who going to keep that. Most women, when you deal with them, they not going to maintain that. Now, they might not hit the wall at 30. A lot of people throw that out there, but at some point, no matter how good they keep their looks, they not going to stay the same. Like this one young lady who I'll say she was part of my imprint, right? Part of my imprint, my male imprint, right? Real pretty. But she's not built the same she was. Her face ain't changed too much. Her body, she put on some weight. Shapely. Most guys ain't gonna throw out of bed anyway, but she ain't gonna look the same way. That's a reality. If we're gonna be real, most of those women who gonna be labeled as dimes and stuff, they're gonna be in their early 20s. Really might not even be as old. The average woman probably reach her peak about 18. And then go down, depending on her class. One thing I've said, when you're dealing with upper class women, they'll keep their looks longer, but then what they got better medical care. They can eat better, and trust me, just where I'm living, it's a 6-figure county. and definitely a 6-figure zip code. Shit, the women be out running and stuff. Even with the baby, they'll just have a baby thing they'll push. They'll hit their baby weight again. But most women, they ain't gonna maintain the same. That's a reality. You gotta deal with that reality. So, what's the issue with that? Okay, knowing that, I don't care. Even, okay, let's say hypothetically, when they 25, they a 10. And she's a consensusly a 10. When she's 45, she's still gonna drop. She might drop to a 9 or 8. Still fine, but she's going to drop. Looks going to change. That's just genetics. That's just genetics and lifestyle. In order to, like, really, for that woman to maintain it, your ass better be making $1 million. She better have some good genetics. Like my friend I mentioned who just turned 60. She really got good genetics. She going to be slim. And she the type, her mindset is, she put a little bit of weight on, she ready to, like, run it off. Just a little bit. I be looking at her, she said, Rom, I gotta lose some weight. I'm like, where? But see, she got the genetics. Most women's genetics are, they ain't gonna maintain that beauty, that same level of knockout beauty to their old age. In fact, here's some game for you. If you're looking at a woman, you want an idea what she might look like in the future. Look at her mom and look at her older female relatives. That's going to tell you a lot. I've seen that with some women. Whatever their mom was, they might be there. And even then, they ain't going to be what they was at 25. So what you got to do? Okay, she beautiful. You got to look at what's in her head, man. Seriously, you got to look at her mindset. What's her mindset? What's her mind like? Because that's the thing that's going to stay. See, the mindset can stay. In fact, mindset can stay and even evolve. But the looks, like I said, it would take a great genetics and a lifestyle for a woman to maintain that 10. And even then, a lot of them might be getting some plastic surgery or something. So naturally maintain it. Because I knew one older woman, she had some serious plastic surgery around her neck. Real slim and all of that. May she rest in peace. She was a good person. But she had plastic surgery. If you're talking about a natural beauty, that's extremely hard. It's not impossible. It's happened with some women. Like I can think of a few who just got genetics like that. But that's rare though. You're talking rare. Now, if you as a man just want to have a good time with a woman, you ain't serious, okay. Get those youngins. But keep in mind, let's just be real. A lot of guys getting older. You're going to get out here. You're going to eventually hit your 30s. You're going to eventually hit your 40s and everything. So you got to be, you got to think, okay, this woman look good now. What's she going to look like later? If she drop out a baby, is she going to hit pregnancy weight again? Or is she going to, just be stuck wherever? She going to snap back to where she was? Then what's her mindset? See, you want to look at her mindset. Okay, yeah, she's beautiful, but then if you're talking long term, you got to look at her mindset. And I mean every part of her mindset. Like, what's her money consciousness? I just recorded videos this morning for my money channel for next week. I know I record early. Now, I talked about that. You in a jacked up state. You got a wealth consciousness. She got a poverty consciousness. But she got a fat ass, though, right? Then your ass stuck in some shit. You got to look at that shit. You got to think about it. All right, yeah, she look good, but can I deal with her if she don't maintain those looks? Be honest. Be honest. Like when you approaching a woman, dealing with a woman, and really, quite frankly, even for short term, because I did a sit down video talking about how beautiful women can manipulate a man. So you gotta look at her personality. Okay, she fine. She got all the stuff you want physically. Pretty face, big breastises or nice breastises, nice old ass, nice round ass, got some shapely legs. Okay, what's on her mind though? Even for short term, you got to think about what I'm saying. Even for short term. Now, even that her beauty will fade because you're dealing with the right thing, but what's her mindset? What's her mindset going to be long term? These motherfuckers cannot park. God damn, all up on the grass. That's something else. Y'all know how I do when I'm driving. But seriously, you got to look at all of that shit. You got to look at it because she ain't going to look the same. like I said, if you can be in a position to even get a consensus dime, she's still gonna drop off some. She's still gonna drop off some. Hopefully, like, you know, a smart woman try to keep it up. But you gotta ask yourself, can you deal with that? And that's how a lot of dudes get caught up. They caught up in a woman's looks and that thing about her personality. You gotta think about what is on her mind. What's she trying to do? What's her money consciousness? What's her religion? What's her religion? I don't talk about that enough because, you know, I don't want to turn this into a religious channel, but you got to think, if you worshiping God one way and she ain't worshiping at all, there's going to be a long-term problem. Or vice versa. Or vice versa. Y'all not on the same page. Y'all got a different money consciousness. Even the consciousness different on how to raise kids. You might be like, oh, let the kid do what they want. Let them do whatever. And she might be one of those strict. She might be strict on it. Go ahead, squirrel. I'm trying not to run your ass over. Motherfucker. Anyway, right? Look, I got to stop here real quick. But seriously, you got to think about all those things when you're done with the woman. Bottom line, you got to think about her mind. Now, like I said, this would be one of those, it'd be a half a second for y'all. It'd be like 20, 30 minutes for me. All right, just had to stop real quick. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all. I'll be back in a second. I forgot where I am. All right. What's up, y'all? Yeah, I'm back. Just had to drop something off real quick. Got life outside of y'all. I know somebody. Let me just say something real quick. It cracks me up. People think they know me. They watch some videos and shit. You know, anything from a 10 to a 30-minute video and think they know me. No, motherfuckers, I don't curse like this. But this is just a part of my life. I got other shit to do. So anyway, right, back to where I was and stuff. So okay, so that's the woman. The woman ain't gonna stay the same, but you know, I say I'm getting both sides with this shit. And it's men. You got a whole lot of men, whole channels talking about looks maxing. Okay, that shit good if you 19 and 20, but what happened if you get old? You gonna change. Everybody gonna change. Like, it cracked me up. I get somebody trying to say something about me and shit, and I'm like, well, dude, I'm in my late 50s. I don't look the same I did as I was in my 20s. Shit. You know? In fact, here's a couple pictures. Right here. Anyway, right? You know, I ain't, you know, because you got some people, even when they'll talk about the looks, even body games say, well, you can have 10% body fat. Hell, at my age, if you got 20% body fat, you consider extra healthy, just 20. I'm 59 years old. It's different. Genetics are going to change. You can look smacks all you want. Yeah, and I'm saying you should fix up as best as possible. But you ain't gonna look the same. 10 years ago, I had 0 gray. 10 years ago, just 10 years ago, 0 gray. You see what I got now? And that was just 10 years ago. You know, body was different, everything, you know? Shoot, I wouldn't even try to shoot. I mean, in fact, I had gotten down to a lower body fat when I was sick. Y'all saw the pictures when I came back, Go back to December 2023 and January 2024. I was slimmer, and some people were like, "Yeah, you looking good." No, that wasn't healthy. That wasn't healthy. Yeah, it's easy to look good like that if the only meal you get is through like some tube in your stomach, 3 times a day, just liquid. Shit, of course that wasn't healthy, and some people even said it. Mostly women said it, right? But I'm going to tell you something now. There's nothing wrong with the whole looks maxing thing. Nah, it's really not. It's really not. You want to do that. And I don't recommend doing some plastic surgery or some shit. That ain't worth it. You still want to max, but the reality is you get older as a man, even women are looking for something different. Yeah, they get caught up in the man's looks when they're in high school, when they're very young. And yeah, even some older ones can get caught up in a man's looks. Hence why you get some older women chase some young boys, but that's only a small percentage of women. Trust me on that, trust me. They looking as you get older as a man, even women, even the ones who get into a man's looks are looking for what else does this man have? They gonna be looking at you, because if I'm 50, like, let's put it like this. If I was 59, didn't have a car, couldn't upgrade where I was living in some shambles, living in somebody's basement, how would I look? Seriously, I want y'all to think about that. As you get older, women are looking for stuff. Like, you can be like that boy toy or something, you know, just go by on looks when you like in your teens and early 20s. But as you get older, women looking for other shit that you got. A lot of women looking for that. Yeah, they still want you to look good, and you still can fix up. You can still be a silver fox and shit. But see, when you get older, one thing women look for, they look at what you doing, like how you dressing. You can always dress. You can't change that. But shit, your body ain't gonna be as smooth. You're gonna have a few wrinkles. Shoot, that turns on a lot of women, really. As long as you keep your shit up in general, you keep your haircut, your beard, everything in shape, what they like. Shoot, you can still hit the gym, but you just ain't gonna be the same as you are. You're still not gonna look the same. I mean, and that's the thing. You get some guys so caught up in it. Yeah, like I said, that's good for your 20s. But what else you doing? What else are you doing with your life? Do you have a plan? Because a lot of women complain about that. They be like, well, this dude need to have a little bit more money. This dude, what he got a plan? Where he going? Shoot, because even though I always talk trash about those balloon pop shows, but they show a lot of stuff, get bad and good. One thing they show, yeah, the women will always say the guy got, you know, he look handsome, but what he doing? And sometimes women go a little bit too far with that. I'm going to get into that maybe Friday. They go a little bit too far with that. I'll do a video on that. But in general, I'm saying in general, women want a man as he get older to have his shit together. In fact, most men don't really get what they want out of women or get that player stage or do anything until their 30s. In fact, some people who are really hardcore into fitness, they'll tell you a man won't reach his like optimal body until his 30s. Basically, it's going to change. It's like you can't, your looks might not be the same, but then you might look more masculine. Like, you got some guys, they got that pretty boy look and stuff when they're young, and you know, that's cool if you're dealing with some young women. But as you get older, you get more distinguished, you look more masculine and everything, boom. You know? Seriously, it's a difference. A woman who's seen both how I am now and then seen how I was then, say you look just more masculine now. So it's not a bad thing, but you know, the sheer, I mean, I ain't gonna look the same as I did in my 20s. Nobody is. No man is. I don't care who they are. They're gonna get some gray. It's a matter of how they fix it. And it might look good for their age, but let's just be real. They changing. And you know, a lot of guys caught up in looks and everything. You gotta realize your looks are going to change. Okay, I hope whoever's up here going straight forward, because it could have turned at this light. But anyway, you know, when the reality is you can't, okay, yeah, you look good, you might be handsome. What else you got going on? In fact, a lot of guys will say that I'm handsome, but I ain't getting the women. Okay, can you have a good conversation with them? What do I say? A woman think you fine until you open your mouth. They'd be like, girl, he was fine till he opened his mouth. You know? What you got going on? What kind of business you got going on? What you doing? You have a plan? Whatever. Because nothing look more pitiful. I'm just going to be real. So there's some dudes caught up in their own looks, but they in their late 40s, 50s, and 60s. And it was like, okay, you looking fly as shit. Because you can maybe not judge their face, but you can at least judge how they wearing their clothes. And say, okay, you looking fly. What else you got going on? And I know some motherfuckers like that. But as a man, you don't want to be that. you don't really want to rely on your looks like that, because like I said, they're going to fade, they're going to change. What else you got going on? You got some confidence. That's important. You got confidence. You got a plan. And even though I strongly suggest you don't use your money for tricking, you need to have something. The woman might, she going to at least look for that. As you get older, what else you got going on? It's like, hold up, how he this age, but he broke. He don't have money. That's the first thing. You don't have anything going on. Dude still trying that pretty boy game and shit. And that shit work when you like up to about the age of 24. I'm just saying loosely. It work if you're a teenager done with some teeny boppers, if you're a teenager. But as you get older, you gotta have some more shit going for you. That can't be the main thing you lean on. Because when a woman, trust me, when you get older, let's forget all that like going out and talking to women in the streets and all that shit. Approaching different women. That shit good when you young. And if you look good, you can get some attention, okay, fine, you going to the parties. But you getting older, you getting on your mission, you doing some stuff. You need to have more going on with your motherfucking ass. You need to be able to say, well, hold up, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm working, this is what I own, all of that shit. You need to be more sovereign. You need to have some shit going on with you, because, I'm going to be real. You get some women, they talk trash about you if you're a certain age, but you don't have at least your own spot. Whether you own it or rent it. And even if you rent it, it need to be a luxury spot. You need to have something. You need to be able to tell the woman you did something. Because they looking for more than just that. Especially as they get older, they got their own shit. They want to know what you doing. What you doing with your life. And even if the woman don't want you, because you do got those women, they going to jump on your ass anyway. At least you can say, well, hold up, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I got this going on and stuff. Shit. Plus, as you get older, shoot, you start getting kids, all that, trust me. For those of y'all who got kids, y'all know what I'm talking about. I got 2 sons, so, I might not be as focused on, like, trying to look, it's fly. By my son, one older son, he's doing a job, he's doing some outdoor work. Had to buy him some, like, stuff, some work pants and some boots and shit. You gotta understand that, it's a change, it's a life. You gotta think about, okay, you gotta pay bills now. You ain't living in your mom's basement anymore. You gotta pay bills, you gotta be responsible for some shit. And whether you on a job, hopefully as you get older on a job, you're looking to move up on it, but you still gotta work that joint, or you got a business. Shit, you gotta, trust me, it's a whole different mindset. If as a man, your primary concern is how you look, and the only reason it should be is if you like getting paid for it. If you ain't getting paid for it, whatever, you need to get your other shit, because trust me, you can look good. Worst thing is if a guy look good but don't got shit else going for him. And only women, and trust me, if you that, you'll get attention from some women. It'd be some like ugly women who got some money. Seriously. Is that what you want? Is that what y'all want? Let's just be real. Guys want an attractive woman, right? An ugly woman with money, she might care about your looks. And even then, all you gonna be is a concuserve. Shout out Master Teacher BGS for coining that. Shout him out for coining. But is that what you want to be, or you want to be a sovereign man? You gotta worry more about that. In fact, a man who look good, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with the looks maxing, but you gotta go beyond that. What else you got? And it ain't for the woman, really. It's for yourself. You want to live sovereign. You want to have leverage. You want to have good credit so you can get if you need to get that new car, boom. Because I remember when this car was acting up, it turned out just to be the wrong battery in it. A certain company put in the wrong battery and stuff, but they replaced it for free. But I remember talking with my co-parent about it. She was like, maybe it's time to get another car. And I'm like, I don't got that many miles on this. But hypothetically, let's say I did. I'd have been able to get one easily. Easily. You want to get to that point. As a man, you instead of worrying about your looks, because like I said, they're going to fade anyway, you got to worry about just getting through life. Moving through the world with authority. A man with money in his pocket move a whole lot better than a man without money. I want y'all to remember that shit. You got that, hey, you want, and you should know that shit. You know? Because you got some guys thinking, oh, let me just look good, okay? Yeah, like I said, nothing wrong with just that part, but don't stop there. Don't stop there. What else you doing? You got freedom like I do? Shit, if that's what you want, because that's one thing I can say, I got a level of freedom. And still could like increase it. In fact, since I ain't a billionaire, I got a long way to go, don't I? Yeah. But that's how you got to think, though. As a man, don't worry about that shit. Don't be too concerned. And indeed, even many women, if a man too much in the mirror, they'll say that shit. They'll say they ain't messing with a guy because he in the mirror more than them. Don't worry about it. You still want to fix yourself up, but you need to worry about your other shit. Trust me, women looking for that. Because the women looking for just how good you look or something, and she ain't going beyond. Like I said, maybe some older, ugly woman. Or maybe some young girl just want to have a good time. But as a man, what you doing for yourself? Like I always say, your first relationship is with yourself. As a man, you want to have the freedom to do stuff. That's one thing I can say. I got freedom to move the way I want to move and get what I want to get. Make my car videos at any time. Getting paid for it. Getting paid to talk whatever's on my mind. I don't be writing down shit. Only time I write down stuff is for my on-demand channel. So I stay on point. And yeah, I know it. Some people even complain. They say, Ron, you just be talking. Well, yeah. Apparently it works. I get more money from the car videos. When I stop getting money from them, I'll stop doing them. So anyway, though, yeah, the reality is looks fade. What else you got going? What else you got going on? That woman's looks, I don't care. She could be a dime. You could be luck up and just be in the right position and get a legitimate dime. Forget all the other stuff. If you talking short term, that's cool. But even then, short term or long term, what's on her mind? What's on her mind? Girl, you got some fat legs. Shit. And yeah, she got a little cottage cheese on them, but she got that look though. Seriously, you want to think that. You want to seriously, as you going through life, remember the looks fade, but your characteristics, your work habit, your sense of sovereignty stays. You know, and you want that woman who, no matter what she looked like when she was 25, she gonna be still good to go for you when she's 55. And I mean, she'll still probably fix up and everything. You want that mindset, but she ain't gonna look the same. You gotta think. You gotta think both short term and long term. Like looks fade. They got a shelf life. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Right? Like I said, I shared some pictures of me. I ain't even trying to get built like that again. I ain't even trying to go to that level again. You might not, because shit, I eat fewer calories now. I go any further, I'd be on a starvation diet. So it's just genetics. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.